Oh my gosh. Extreme kitchen brawls, arms that shouldn't bend that way, and come on now, don't leave a guy hanging. Today we're breaking down and reacting to the most intense medical scenes and brutal injuries from Daredevil Born Again. Let's dive right in. Oh my gosh, look how many blades are in him. He's doing the right thing. Don't pull it out. At some point, these do need to be removed, but not removing them, they're not inhibiting his movements that much, but they're probably a couple inches or a couple centimeters in, and depending on where they are, causes the damage. Just jumping off buildings, you want to make sure that you're landing like somebody doing parkour. Parkour! You kind of tuck and roll versus landing directly like this. It increases the risk of a fracture, specifically to the calcaneus. And if you're landing directly straight up and down, it can go all the way up into your vertebrae and cause explosive compression fractures. He's got an arrow in his back. The back is actually super dense, like lower mid back area. It's a lot of muscle, a lot of tissue. Even the skin is super thick.
It's pretty thick.
So it takes a lot of force and something to go pretty deep in there, even for skinny individuals, to get into the intra-abdominal cavity from the backside. Oh. Oh, falling from a 4 to 5 story building. A fall greater than 3 times your own height, which is about 15 feet. Doesn't mean you're going to die, but you're going to have serious injuries. Oh, everybody loves punching each other in the head and the face. It hurts your hand just as much as it hurts somebody else's head. Oh. Hyperextension of the arm at the elbow. You have your ulna and you have your radius, and these are getting popped forward. Not a common injury that we end up seeing in the emergency department. We end up seeing more olecranon fractures. Oh, cool move.
Still got the moves.
Oh, how lucky is that? Got hit with a knife on the face, but you see a spark. So hopefully the suit is impenetrable to lacerations. May not be impenetrable to puncture wounds, but lacerations maybe. When somebody gets lacerated by a knife, usually the wound is pretty clean and straight, so very easy to fix. Just depending on how deep it is, you may need to do some subcutaneous closures versus you can just do simple interrupted stitches. You know, I wonder, he's using these, almost sounds like metal weapons, and he's hitting them in the chest. I wonder if there's enough force that is causing a sternal fracture or a rib fracture. Ribs can fracture pretty easily, they're pretty small, but the sternum takes a lot of force. When we see somebody, say it's from a car accident, and if there is a fracture of the sternum, the first rib, or your scapula, the amount of force that it took to break those is really high, which means your suspicion for other massive injuries in the body is going to be super high. Oh, big bloody mouth. Oh my gosh. The mouth bleeds a lot. The mucous membrane gets cut and your own teeth cause problems to the area. So you can bleed a lot in the mouth, but the mouth actually heals really, really well. Ooh. I would definitely say that that would be a fracture to the humerus with that amount of force and weapon to the upper arm. I think what we end up seeing in shows don't show all of the damage that potentially can happen from the objects that we're using. So you think about somebody swinging a baseball bat and hitting somebody's upper arm, the likelihood it's going to fracture. Ooh. For the amount of trauma that this masked man is taking, there's not a lot of blood showing for it. Oh, strangulation issue. Would this type of injury or mechanism break the neck? No, not necessarily. We have from medieval times all of the types of injuries where people had a noose around them. The whole idea is to drop somebody, and the drop is to cause the fracture of the neck. It'll collapse the trachea on the front, as well as decrease the blood supply to your brain and out of your brain, which then will make you pass out. And if it continues to happen, you're going to have a hypoxic cerebral injury to where you don't get oxygen to your brain, and then you could become brain dead. The airway issue is probably could cause you to succumb to your injury sooner than the brain damage.
I am with you in the unity of the Holy Spirit.
Oh. Hard to tell exactly what's happening here, but there are moments when we do some sort of hit like that. It's called a precordial thump. It's not used that often, but if somebody goes into immediate witness cardiac arrest and you hit them in the chest where the heart is, sometimes that causes enough electrical energy to get the heart out of an abnormal rhythm that might have caused a cardiac arrest. Is that right? Is that CPR? Looks like he's doing CPR. I don't know what other activity you'd be doing. It's good because it looks like his arms are likely locked just given the way that his shoulders are moving. If you weren't moving your shoulders like that and you were just moving your hands, it wouldn't be as effective. Oh, a head injury could knock you out or cause you to kind of have a distortion of space because you're getting so dizzy, massive hematoma, and it's uncomfortable and painful, but it doesn't show up until maybe 20, 30 minutes after. Falling downstairs, a lot of times we'll see ankles and wrist injuries because somebody's trying to brace themselves or it gets stuck. Sometimes people will break their coccyx bone, which is their tailbone. Oh my gosh. Hitting somebody on the lateral side of the head, inside the skull, you have something called the middle meningeal artery, and this could rupture and cause an epidural hematoma, and this actually could kill you if it's not treated quickly or you pay attention to the symptoms. And taking a metal object to your face, fracture of your nose, fracture of your maxillary sinus. Are they detrimental? Are they going to cause you to lose your life? Unlikely, unless you have some underlying clotting problem or have an issue relating to bleeding around your brain. Oh, he's wearing a mask now. Okay. Watching this high-stakes action reminds me, sometimes life's occasional stress can hit just as hard. That's where Chillax by my company Life Happens comes into play to help ease the tension and bring on those calm vibes. Check it out at lifehappens.com or on Amazon. Just hear a crunching when he hit the knee, and that's probably to tell me that there's some ligamentous injury that occurred. You have 4 major ligaments of your knee: the ACL, the PCL, the LCL, and the MCL. Oh! Hard to know what is the exact damage that happened here, but 3 different scenarios can happen. You can snap through the ligaments of the knee, causing significant amount of disruption, dislocation of the knee. You can also have a fracture of the proximal tibia. You'll probably fracture the fibula as well, or you can fracture the distal femur. Ow. Daredevil Born Again. Pretty intense. There's a lot of normal fight scenes, not intense, you know, blood, broken bones, all these different things, but normal fights, which is what we end up seeing in the emergency department often. If you guys enjoyed this and you want me to do more, let me know in the comments. Definitely check out this playlist right here, binge watch everything. And as always, do me a favor, subscribe, turn on your bell notifications, and hit that like button for me. Thank you so much for watching, and stay healthy, my friends.